Hi there and welcome to Heartland Renovations, presented by AAA Insurance and Kitchen Concepts. I'm Lauren Rue.
And I'm Mark Medea. Each week we take you on location to view some of Oklahoma's top contractors who provide service and renovations to homes. It's great. You're going to learn so much the next time you do your home improvement project. It's going to be simple.
We'll also introduce you to some amazing new products, give you some innovative ideas for helping out with your own home project. All the while, we'll introduce you to some local professionals in your area.
That's right. And this week you're going to meet Rob Smith, who is with Elite Landscape Lighting and Design.
Rob and his Elite team are experts at installing outdoor lighting, which not only makes your house prettier, it also makes it safer and can drive the value up.
And we'll talk about those things later, but right now, let's go out and see what Rob is doing to this beautiful two-story home in Broken Arrow.
So the first thing we do is unbox everything and place all the light fixtures so we can kind of get the wiring squared away and make sure everything's the right length and we've got everything positioned before we bury any of the wires. These light fixtures are fantastic because they've got a lifetime warranty. They are solid brass. They've got a double O-ring design, so you've got a seal from any weather. Weather is what causes these bulbs to go bad, and on an inexpensive fixture, that's the biggest thing that happens is moisture gets in there, doesn't dry out, and then the bulbs corrode, and then the light bulb goes out, or the fixture goes bad because it starts to rust. So that's why we use these. These lights on average are about 1.5 pounds. They're pretty heavy, and they're not your inexpensive local hardware store light fixtures. They've got heat sinks on the side of the bulbs to keep them cool, which makes them last on average about 15 years. So the longevity of these fixtures are fantastic. These are the type of fixtures we use called a bullet light or an uplight. We use them to uplight trees, wash the side of homes. And the key is when you do a proper landscape lighting job is not to notice the fixtures, but to notice what it's illuminating. And so when you drive by your home, you don't see all these little spots of lights like you do when you have solar lights. All you see is what it's illuminating. And if we can underwash these trees with light, they look like they're glowing, and that's when you know you have a proper illumination and a proper landscape lighting job. And of course, you always gotta watch for piping and garden sprinklers, and you cut one of those, your profit margin can go down real quick. One of the great things about a professional landscape light is you've got about 25 feet of cord for each fixture. When you go to the big box stores and you buy a DIY type light, you have a 1-foot cord. So you have a connection point at every light fixture. Well, those connection points are buried underground, and those are what corrode and rust, and that's when you have a break in your lighting job. When that quits working, then we have to come back out, we have to fix it, and that's not good for the homeowner or good for us. So with 25 feet of lead, we can take it all back to one hub and have one connection point for the whole job, depending on how big the job is. But that way, if something ever goes wrong, we have one service point, but within that hub, we contain all the wires in a little sealed capsule, and so nothing is exposed to the elements. So your lighting system will literally last you forever, and you don't have to have any service, and you can just enjoy what we have done illuminating your home. A home like this, we're doing about 12 lights, illuminating 2 sides. Me and a friend can get it done in probably about 2 hours. If we need to bore under any sidewalks or any pathways, which we do need to do here because the homeowner doesn't want to see any wires. The 2 choices we would have to get from this garden to this garden would be we could take the wire and we can silicone it right along here and make it safe so nobody trips over it. It's a lot less time consuming, but you do see a cord. The other option would be to bore underneath this sidewalk, put a sleeve, and then bury the wire, and then it's self-contained and you don't ever have to worry about it. That's really the proper way to do it, but it could take a couple hours to dig under that. And so a lot of homeowners don't really care and they just want the wire exposed, but We don't choose to usually do it that way, so we usually just bore underneath the concrete. So we use a little smaller light when we uplight trees. These lights are called a BL24. They're also solid brass, but the footprint is a lot smaller, so when they're out in the middle of the yard, they're a lot less noticeable. When these trees get really, really big, a lot of times we will mount them up in the trees on a smaller base, so that way we can uplight the inside of the tree and make it look like it's growing. When this trunk gets to be 10, 15, 20 feet tall, the light sometimes has a hard time reaching the top of the tree, so we will move the light fixture up into the tree. But these two trees are still pretty small. Trunk's only about 4 feet, so we can still put them on the ground and properly illuminate the tree.
This land is part of our family. My parents live right across the way. When Jared changed jobs to be home with us, it was life-changing, and our insurance had to change with us. We talked about selling our place because of Jared's pay cut and the rising cost of home insurance rates, but then we found Rusty at AAA. Now we actually have more coverage for less money. With AAA, life goes on in the home we all love.
Hi, I'm Lauren Rue with Heartland Renovations. I'd like to invite you to tune in every Sunday on My Network TV at 5:30 for Heartland Renovations, presented by AAA Insurance and Kitchen Concepts. Every week, we showcase home improvements and renovations with Oklahoma's top service providers and industry experts. Heartland Renovations features the latest products, home improvement techniques, and insider tips. Be sure to catch us each week at 5:30 on My Network TV.
Located in the heart of Oklahoma is a place where the stories, songs, and memorable performances of Oklahoma's native sons and daughters live on. Oklahoma has a rich history in music and continues to make a profound impact on the world's music culture and music industry today. From Wanda Jackson to Carrie Underwood and Blake Shelton, Oklahomans have created music that is famous around the world. Come experience Oklahoma's music from past to present. The Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame in the heart of Muskogee, Oklahoma is where the music lives on. And every week the stage comes alive with the Oklahoma Music Shop performances. Please go to omhof.com for live event schedules and to become a member of the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame today.
After we place all the lights, we find a place to put the transformer. All our transformers are solid stainless steel, so they never rust or corrode. There's no plastic parts on this. This will last pretty much forever. We've got all our connection points, a little weather stripping seal, and this particular transformer will do up to about 22 LED lights, and it will properly illuminate a home of this size. We've only got 12 light fixtures on this one, on this particular home, so we've got a lot of room to grow as the homeowner, might want to change some trees or some foliage or add to their landscaping in the future. We never max out a system because just as soon as we do, homeowner wants to add a fixture and now we can't. So we don't like to do that. We like to make sure we have room to grow. So an installation of this size, we've got 10 bullet lights going around the perimeter of the home. And then we've got 2 tree lights. A job this size with 2 guys doing it would probably take about 2 to 3 hours. The thing that will take the longest is boring underneath this 3-foot sidewalk and then digging a small little trench out to these 2 trees. They don't take too long, but we want to make sure we don't disturb the grass and kill it, so we try to be real careful when we're digging that trench for the wire. We put all of our wires about 4 inches below the ground. That's far enough to keep things safe from it backing back out, but we want to make sure we don't disturb any sprinkler systems or sprinkler heads, so we've got to be really careful when we're burying all these wires because we don't want to damage anything. And so it's about 9 o'clock, 9:30, so by about noon we will be done with this job and have everything dialed in and tested, and then normally we'll come back at dusk and make sure everything's tightened up, angled properly, we adjust all the angles on these lights. We've done it long enough to where we probably will get it right in the daytime, but nighttime is the true test, and sometimes we just have to tweak it a little bit to get it absolutely perfect. And we do want the jobs to be perfect because that's how we get more jobs. The next thing we need to do is we kind of figure out where all of our hubs are going to be placed. We try to keep all the light fixtures within a certain parameter of one another. We have 25 feet of cord from each light fixture, so we take all the lights, we run all the wires as far as they will go into a central location, and then that's where we place a single hub. We try to use as few hubs as we can because we want the least amount of connection points as possible, and then that will ensure that we have a proper system that will last a very, very long time. All right, buddy. We need to figure out hub locations. We probably want to dig this trench first, unfortunately. So we can get the wires back. We have 3 over here. Yep, and then we have I think 5 around the edge, or 6. 1, 2, 3. We have 5 along this whole side. There's 3 on the side, 2 in the front, and then we have the 2 tree lights. So let's unravel these and see how far we can get and place our hubs. Whenever we bury these wires, we always leave about 2 or 3 feet coiled up around each fixture. That way, as things change, if we need to move these fixtures around, we're not having to lengthen wires and splice into them. We've got an extra 2 or 3 feet to maneuver things and reposition them in the future, or as their plants and foliage change, or they add or delete things. So that's the best way to future-proof your landscape lighting system.
The whole reason for starting Skeletal Windows is after, close to 30 years in the home improvement industry, we just find that the whole industry is just full of gimmicks and games and things that companies want to play with residential homeowners, and we just don't believe in that. We try to treat our customers as friends. We go in, we're very direct, we're very honest with our customers, and when we leave there, well, actually we just don't leave there until they're completely satisfied. I personally go to every job, normally deliver the job out to my crews to make sure that everything gets started right, that the job's going the way we expected it to go, and if there's any problems at all, I'm on site to be able to fix that. We try to treat our customers like family, like I said, and we clean up, we put canvases out on the interior as well as the exterior to make sure we don't have a mess. A lot of people tell us that their house is actually cleaner when we leave than it was when we got there. But that's just part of our customer satisfaction guarantee that we have. There's many differences between myself and a lot of the competition. One is that we do not have the gimmicks. We have great pricing on all our products. We can make those improvements and do it within your budget to make sure that you're not having to go in debt to get a home improvement such as this done. Our windows are Energy Star qualified in all 50 states. We don't sell a product that's not. We can almost promise you a 25 to 30% energy savings in your home, and the quality is unbelievable. Probably close to an 80% sound reduction. So if you live close to an airport, like I do, you will find you don't even notice them anymore. We don't mind if you just do one window at a time. We find a lot of our homeowners can actually afford one window at a time, and they do 1 or 2 a month until they have their whole house done, but they're not having to go in debt for long term in order to get their house energy efficient. So that's one of the ways we try to help our customers, and we don't mind a bit. Actually, we enjoy watching people get the home improvements done without having to go in debt for them. So when it comes to my product, the windows that we sell, it's the major companies in the area, and my windows are exactly the same ones. The difference is I don't pay the extra cost to have them private labeled under our name, which in turn saves my customers money because we didn't have to pay that price, so you don't have to pay it either. Same great quality, same great window, you're just getting a manufacturer's brand rather than a private brand. My name's Joe Minardi. I'm the president and owner of Skeletal Windows. I do what I say I'm going to do, and you can count on the greatest deal you're going to get in northeastern Oklahoma. We would appreciate a call to at least give you an estimate and get a chance to meet you, and I think you'll find that doing business with Skeletal Windows is a great deal.
Well, Mark, we knew that these landscape projects with the lighting installations would make the house look amazing from the outside, but we also talked about how it can make your home safer. Can you tell us more about that?
Oh yeah, well let's face it, with home safety, the object is to keep your stuff inside and the bad guys outside. So, you know, lighting and landscaping can do that. Okay, landscaping. How would landscaping help? Hey, how about putting thorny bushes in front of windows so burglars have a harder time accessing it? Also, the motion sensors that can go on and off. If you don't want motion sensors, Rob and his team can talk to you about infrared sensors. When you're gone on vacation, we've got things that can turn lights off and on.
Wait a minute, you're telling me the old trick of just leaving on the kitchen light is somewhat archaic?
No, and bring your neighbors into the picture too. Have them pick up newspapers, stuffers in the door, all that kind of stuff. So many things, but you let Rob and his team into your house, really trick it out with some good stuff, and then get a monitored alarm system, you're talking about 10% savings on your policy.
Speaking of that policy, if I want to learn more about how AAA can help save me money, especially when it comes to securing things in my house, I'm sure you have some information for me on that.
Yeah, we can set you up. Go to AAA.com, call, click, or visit. We've got offices all over the metro. We've got one near you. Go to AAA.com, find an agent near you, and let's talk through not only home safety and security, but your entire policy.
So that's AAA.com?
That's right.
We'll be right back.
Traveling from one county courthouse to another, I see a lot of different cases. When I found out I could save over $2,000 a year on my home and auto insurance by switching to AAA, well, I felt like I just got out of jail. AAA treated me with honor and respect. Switching insurance companies could not have been easier. With my newfound freedom, I plan on testifying on behalf of AAA. It's a nice feeling.
Hi, I'm Lauren Rue with Heartland Renovations. I'd like to invite you to tune in every Sunday on my network TV at 5:30 for Heartland Renovations, presented by AAA Insurance and Kitchen Concepts. Every week we showcase home improvements and renovations with Oklahoma's top service providers and industry experts. Heartland Renovations features the latest products, home improvement techniques, and insider tips. Be sure to catch us each week at 5:30 on my network TV.
Hello, my name is Rob Smith and I am the founder of Tulsa Premier Contractors. TulsaPremierContractors.com is your online source to find all the best local contractors in Tulsa. All of our contractors are local business owners and are considered to be the very best in their industry. These are all people that live and work in or near the Tulsa area. When you visit our website, you will find many familiar names. Our contractors are well-established businesses providing excellent services for you and your home. We focus on contractors that will provide the exceptional products and craftsmanship that will make your house a home. So whether you are building a new home, remodeling, or just need some general maintenance, Tulsa Premier Contractors is the place to go. Choose the best. Choose a Tulsa Premier Contractor today. If you are a local contractor and you think you have what it takes to become a Tulsa Premier Contractor, contact us today and we'll tell you how to join.
Welcome back to Heartland Renovations. Mark, I hear you got to be on site for an incredible house redo?
Oh, this was fantastic. I mean, we are talking on location, Lauren, in a huge way. David Molony from Masterpiece Renovations is doing so much to this house. He's almost building 2 houses out of the one he started with. It's great. We're doing inside, we're doing outside, we're doing stairwells, kitchens, lifts for the garage to the kitchen.
Okay, you've piqued my interest. We got to go check it out.
Let's go. Mark Medea, along with David, who owns Masterpiece Renovations and is doing a complete remodel, actually not a complete remodel, right? A partial remodel to a beautiful Midtown Tulsa estate. You really don't see a whole lot that's going on out front here, but wait till you see what's going on out back. Well, David, we're on the east wing of the home. First of all, I'd like to know how much of this is original, how much you've added.
Okay, well this is an existing part of the house. It was an existing small living room. We've actually turned it into a sunroom that's going to be used for the homeowners. It's just off of the master bedroom, and they're going to use it for a little reading area to get some sun and to be able to relax in here very close to their master bedroom. Yes, we've got recessed lighting in here. We've got big windows that do let in a lot of light, and this is also a way to access the other part of the house that we're building, the new kitchen and living room. We've built a gallery on the back that's a hallway where the homeowner is going to be able to display some of their beautiful artwork that they have, some sculptures and things from their travels around the world.
But also, what a magnificent view onto the backyard addition.
Yes, we have a beautiful backyard with a beautiful pool that's going to have a hot tub. It's going to be great for entertaining. The homeowners here love to entertain, and it's going to be a beautiful space for them.
You've got to be thinking, folks, how do I have somebody like David come into my home, work, how do I live in the home at the same time? Tell us, it looks very simple. It looks like coming in and out of a tent, but my goodness, what a great idea.
Yes, we use a product called a zip wall, and basically what it is, it's we put plastic over doorways and cut a slit in the plastic and put a zipper up. It's a very simple piece of equipment that we use to keep dust out of the rest of the house. That's one of the things that really helps the homeowner get through a project that can last anywhere from a month or sometimes 2 or 3 months, and keeps the dust down and keeps the homeowners happy while the project's going on.
Now, David, as we head from the gallery to, how would you best describe it?
Well, it was, we have several hallways that sort of meet in an oval-shaped rotunda, and what that is, it's a way to sort of meet in this oval, and all these hallways connect, and it's a unique feature of the home to have this oval area that you sort of meet in.
David, we're in the East Wing. It's absolutely breathtaking. The view is spectacular, but we've also got a lot of work going on downstairs. Let's go down and have you show us that.
Sure, I'd be glad to. We've created a new 3-car garage. Well, actually a 4-car garage that the homeowner can use. It also houses a safe room for any kind of bad weather. The entrance to the back part of the house comes up through the garage, has a dumbwaiter that the homeowner specifically wanted to be able to bring groceries in and not have to carry them upstairs. And then after you get into the entrance, the entryway has a beautiful curved staircase that's going to have a great wrought iron railing on it.
We are in the garage area. Obviously, we're going to talk about, I would imagine, the walls came in first. Nice, big, beautiful concrete support walls.
Yes, we built some stem walls in order to create this beautiful garage. It's a 4-car garage, and it also serves a dual purpose for us right now. It's a sort of a workshop. We have our guys set up here. We're able to build some really unique custom cabinets in the space. It's we've got tools set up everywhere here, so it's a really neat workshop for us now, but it'll eventually be a beautiful garage for the homeowners.
Well, let's talk about that. We have a little action going on behind us. What's going on here?
Well, this is Johnny. He's here building us some custom cabinets that are going to go in the homeowner's office area that'll house his books. He's a homeowner who says that he's never lost a single book that he's ever bought, so he has a lot of books to house.
So where we are, although at this stage of the game it really doesn't look like it, we're in the kitchen, some living space. We've got a beautiful fireplace, breakfast nook over here. How are we going to finish this room out?
Well, the living room is going to be finished out with a really beautiful wood herringbone pattern wood floor. The kitchen is going to have a grand island in the middle, and it's also going to have granite backsplashes that are going to go up behind the counters in the backsplash. It's going to really be beautiful.
And then the breakfast nook overlooking the pool is just going to be fantastic. How do you envision that finishing?
That's going to have a beautiful chandelier that's going to hang above a really nice breakfast table, and the view is going to be fantastic.
David, thanks so much for showing us this beautiful home and where you are. Now tell me how far you are into the project.
We're about 8 weeks into the project. It's a project that's probably scheduled for about 8 months. It's quite a project that we're taking on here.
And are you satisfied with the timeline that you're on, or are you staying on schedule?
We're staying pretty well on schedule. We're sort of dealing with the rain to get ourselves into a dried-in situation, but we're just about there, and so the weather won't be affecting us much as we move forward.
And then as far as your budget, how much of the total budget are you into the project now?
We're into the total budget probably around 30%. The homeowners do have a fairly tight budget, but they've got a lot of nice things that they want to put into the project.
Fantastic. Well, David, this is an 8-month project, and you'll allow us to come back and check in with you every once in a while?
Oh yes, we would love to have you guys back. We'd like to show you what we're doing as our progress progresses. You'll be able to see what's done. Next time you show up, we'll probably have some drywall up and be able to show you some really neat things that are going on.
Hey, keep watching the show. These are great things ahead.
Mark, it looks like Tulsa has amazing opportunities and renovations that we get to check out here on Heartland Renovations.
This is such a fun show to do. I can't believe what we're watching with David Molony. I can't wait for this house. We're upstairs, we're downstairs, we're in the garage, we're in the backyard. This is gonna be so much fun, folks.
Well, speaking of backyards, we also need to thank Rob Smith from Elite Landscape Lighting and Design for letting us check out his latest project.
Rob does quality work. His team does more than landscape lighting, but boy, are they good at it. If you need that, call them.
Next week, we'll check in with our good friend Charlie Baster of CB Construction as he works on a bathroom project at a Midtown home.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Heartland Renovations.
And a big thank you to Kitchen Concepts for letting us use their beautiful showroom to shoot these segments.
You folks need to come check out this showroom. It's fantastic. We'll see you right here next week.
Hi, I'm Lauren Rue with Heartland Renovations. I'd like to invite you to tune in every Sunday on my network TV at 5:30 for Heartland Renovations, presented by AAA Insurance and Kitchen Concepts. Every week, we showcase home improvements and renovations with Oklahoma's top service providers and industry experts. Heartland Renovations features the latest products, home improvement techniques, and insider tips. Be sure to catch us each week at 5:30 on my network TV.